Hello viewers, and it's a warm welcome to the national news on Star Television on Channel 21. I am Yesi Anis Hallowell. First, I'll bring you the headlines. The Minister of Labour and Social Security, Mohammed Raman Suare, has turned the sword for the reconstruction of the hockey pitch at Wilberforce Barracks.
Which, as you all know, is the main national parade ground that is dedicated to military drills, parades, and other public ceremonies. But for nearly 50 years or so, this sacred ground has not merited the eminence.
Over 100 Sierra Leonean migrants stranded abroad have made their way home with the help of the government of Sierra Leone and the International Organization for Migration, IOM.
But in your country, if you join forces with the government to work very hard, you are not likely to suffer, because what will make you live a better life, we have everything in Sierra Leone. There's now going to be skills training.
And the Sierra Leone Chamber of Agribusiness Development has made a presentation of findings on the demand and supply side of access to finance in the country. The presentation was part of the International Labour Organization's ILO Opportunity Salon project.
Supply chain, our own value chain. If, as young people, and I count myself in there, start participating in the agriculture industry, there's so many solutions around us. There's so many opportunities around us.
Those were the headlines. Welcome back. Now for the news in detail. As part of President Bio's promise to boost the capacity of the armed forces, especially in the areas of recreational facilities, as well as addressing their accompanying challenges, the Minister of Labour and Social Security, Mohammed Raman Suare, has turned the sword for the reconstruction of the hockey pitch at Wilberforce Barracks. Our defense correspondent, Abdurrahman Kamara, compiled this report, read in the studio by Clayton Thomas.
The Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces is set to receive the new face of the hockey pitch that have been in existence since colonial days. In a statement, the Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General P.K. Lavahun, thanked all those in diverse ways are contributing towards the modern transformation of the pitch, noting that the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces is requesting all Sierra Leoneans to give in their support.
The hockey pitch, as you all know, is the main national parade ground that is dedicated to military drills, parades, and other public ceremonies. But for nearly 50 years or so, this sacred ground has not merited the eminence as the main parade ground for the armed forces. 2 weeks ago, we launched the reconstruction of the Wilberforce Hockey Pitch project, and here at the Mayan Officers' Mess at Wilberforce. The project will managed by the MOD and implemented by the Unitary Regiment of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. However, given the project timeline for the completion of the reconstruction work, which is anticipated, as stated by the DG just now, to be in January or thereabouts next year, I want to use this occasion, sir, to entreat our friends, partners, to actively support the accomplishments of this venture. In the same vein, let me thank all those who have already offered us various forms of support towards this project.
The Deputy Minister of Defense, Colonel Retired M.B. Masako, noted that the government of Sierra Leone, under the leadership of His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio, holds the highest love dearly in his heart, adding that the hockey pitch will serve for many purposes. However, the Deputy Minister of Defense thanked all partners for their relentless support.
Today marks a major milestone towards achieving the infrastructure goals as articulated by the government of Sierra Leone under the astute leadership of His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, Brigadier Retired Dr. Julius Maada Bio. I have no doubts in my mind that after the completion of this hockey pitch and pavilions, this general area, the Mayan Officers' Mess, the Warrant Officers and Sergeants' Mess, and the reconstructed Parade Square will bring a range of significant prestige to the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces in particular and the country as a whole. I therefore appeal to all to support this project as it will bring prestige to the entire Army. Infrastructure plays a vital and pivotal role in the morale and well-being of soldiers.
In his keynote address, the Minister of Works, Employment and Social Security, Mohamed Rahman Soare, highlighted the government's achievements for the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, adding that the government of President Julius Maada Bio will continue his unwavering support to the military.
Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, for as long as this administration remains in charge of state administration, we will continue to cater for the well-being of our soldiers in order to boost their morale for the security of this nation at all times. That is why in a little over 5 years since we took over the mantle of leadership under His Excellency's watch, this country has witnessed a steady and sustained development of military infrastructure like never before envisioned. From constructing state-of-the-art forward patrol bases between 2021 to 2022, these manned officers at its befitting accommodation for junior officers, the warrant officers and sergeants met, the acquisition of construction equipment and massive construction projects were currently undertaken at the 34 Military Hospital, courtesy of the Office of Madam First Lady, and so many other projects. Across the country, this government will continue to commit resources towards the welfare of our soldiers.
For Star News, compiled by Abdul Rahman Kamara, getting in the studios by Clayton Thomas.
Over 100 Sierra Leonean migrants stranded in Niger have found their way home through the help of the government of Sierra Leone and the International Organization for Migration, IOM. Clayton Thomas tells us more.
The International Organization for Migration, IOM, has facilitated the repatriation of 107 Sierra Leonean migrants from Niger who were on a temple run to reach Europe. The returnees, consisting of 68 men, 25 women, 8 girls, and 6 boys, including an 11-month-old baby, arrived at the Freetown International Airport in Lunge on Friday, 24 November 2023. Upon welcoming the migrants, the Minister of Social Welfare, Melrose Committee, said that there is no place like home, and as a government who cares for its people, they will ensure their system in settling down and cautioned them to abstain from drug intake, especially kush, that is currently destroying the lives of young people in the country.
We are telling them that in other countries you are likely to suffer, but in your country, if you join forces with the government to work very hard, you are not likely to suffer, because what will make you live a better life, we have everything in Sierra Leone. There's now going to be skills training, agricultural activities, to feed Sierra Leone, so they could be part of that.
The head of mission, International Organization for Migration, IOM, Christos Christodoulis, in an interview, said that the organization is committed to tailored support, including training packages, business training, and startup kits for each individual. He opined the stress of collaboration with existing programs and educational opportunities to facilitate successful reintegration.
Reintegration is a complex one. They need to be committed, they need to give 100% of themselves as well. For IOM, we believe that cash-based reintegration should be avoided. So what we do is in kind. So there will be training packages, there will be business trainings, there will be startup kits being provided. So it's also as per the choice of each individual what he or she is interested in. The team will try to adjust as much as possible and seek some interesting synergies and partnerships with existing programs on TVET, on livelihood opportunities, or on education, for example.
Ernest Domaina, the Commissioner for National Commission for Social Action, NACSA, expressed his gratitude for the support from the President of Sierra Leone and IOM in reintegrating migrants from Niger. He, however, encouraged them to contribute to the country's development and highlights NACSA's role in collaborating with partners and government ministries for effective reintegration.
Fambule don't come back, with brothers and sisters, they don't come back. but they expect them to stay in society. And I believe say the experience where they don't go get yonder, the bad experience, we they encourage with brothers and sisters them for make them not follow people for can't tell and say for go na temple run. Temple run not good for we begin them. Temple run not good for we brothers and sisters. We can stay in our country and develop the country and build them to the next level.
In his path, speaking on behalf of his fellow migrant, Fayasa Fabaya shared his soulful experience of his journey through Mali, Algeria, and Niger. He further went on to express relief and gratitude upon returning to Sierra Leone, emphasizing the importance of pessimistic beliefs about the dangers of such journeys and cautioning others not to undergo such experience as Temple Run.
Well, the experience I got when I left Sierra Leone was very, I don't know how to measure it, but it's a big problem that I involved into when I left Sierra Leone. And in the first place, the journey was like, I thought that the journey was like taking transport, moving from one place to another. No, it was not like that.
For Star News, Creighton Thomas reporting.
As part of the International Labour Organization's ILO Opportunity Salon project, and in a bid to enhance agricultural development and economic growth in the country, the Sierra Leone Chamber of Agribusiness Development has made a presentation of findings on the demand and supply side of access to finance in the country. The project was funded by the European Union. George Elliott Sam tells us more.
The Ignition Hour is a relaunched event since the organization was established in 2018, so that it brings brands, entrepreneurs, farmers to break the barriers of agriculture problems in Africa. Tafa Chiganga Williams, Executive Director, said, when people are empowered in entrepreneurship, they become their own kings and queens. She furthered to say their main objective is to transform business ideas to reality, especially the Feed Salon initiative, and promote agriculture in the ecosystem.
Away from this, we are the ones neglecting our own supply chain, our own value chain. If us as young people, and I count myself in there, start participating in the agriculture industry, there's so many solutions around us. There's so many opportunities around us. You can get a job. You and your friend can get a job. And you get your own salaries and take care of your own families. But
Aminata Blade, Executive Chairperson who doubles as the moderator of the event, which brought together expert entrepreneurs to inspire young people, reiterated the motive to build companies, selective ideas to create opportunities to take the ecosystem by Africa feeding itself through farming and entrepreneurship. She continued to say young people can change the mindset that encourages people to be employers than employees.
And Craving for Development was bringing the Ignition Hour through the ecosystem, but now it's our enterprise house, Zambia, that is bringing the Ignition Hour back. So the Ignition Hour is coming back as a venture building program, wherein we have what we witnessed today, which is the analysis of the sector by experts, and then the sharing of business initiatives, business ideas by young entrepreneurs. And then we target the youth, because we know that the youth dividend is one of the greatest assets for Africa. having the ideas. You know, we are in an ecosystem where we don't encourage ideas. People are going to, I think we should even pay people to think and have ideas. I have this business idea, oh, it doesn't work, it works. I compliment you because that's where you have that richness, you know, of ideas. And then once you get that, which is exactly what we do now, once you get that, work on those business ideas, you can hold out the future and ensure that they're going stage by stage to maturity of the business.
The Ignition Hour was climaxed with the voices of young people on problems they have identified and provide solutions that will salvage the food instability in Africa and in the ecosystem. For Star TV News in Freetown, Janet Mugbeziza reporting.
Well, viewers, if you've just joined us, this is the national news on Star Television on Channel 21. The United Bank for Africa Foundation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary School Education, has on Friday officially launched the 4th edition of UBA's National Essay Competition for pupils in senior secondary schools across the country. The essay competition offers an opportunity for pupils in examination classes to strengthen their critical thinking, civics and other skills relevant to their growth. At the View Hotel in Freetown, Isabella Stanley reports.
The Managing Director of the United Bank of Africa UBA Sierra Leone, Alhaji Samora, said that this event marks the 4th edition of the UBA essay writing competition for secondary school pupils, and that the past 3 editions were very successful, with young Sierra Leonean girls and boys bagging attractive prizes, including scholarship at the university. He stressed that being an institution that believes in human capital development, the inspiration of the government resonates well with them, and the essay writing competition seeks to bring out the potentials in young people. He furthered that UBA is charged with the responsibility to implement its corporate social responsibility, which it had been doing assiduously in various sectors.
As we launch the 4th edition of the UBA Foundation National Essay Competition in Sierra Leone. The UBA Foundation, which is the corporate social responsibility arm of the United Bank for Africa, plays a pivotal role in driving social change and development across Africa. Established with the core objective of making a positive impact on the continent, the foundation focuses on key areas such as education, economic empowerment, environment, and special projects. Its commitment to education is particularly notable with initiatives like the National Essay Competition, which foster academic excellence and critical thinking among young students.
Emmanuel Halley, a representative of the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary School Education, expressed joy in being part of such an inspiring and noble endeavor, furthering that the topic of the essay chosen by the bank align with what is happening to youth in the country, and it is a good thing for students to come up with suggestions on how to deal with it. He then, on behalf of the minister, declared the competition open.
It's a very important topic. It's a major crisis. But before I make my comments on students, communities, the bank, and the crisis that we're confronted with, let me take this opportunity to, on behalf of the minister who I am representing, thank the United Bank of Africa for this demonstration of corporate social responsibility. It is important that businesses recognize the role they have to play in giving back to the communities. The people out there who are suffering from this crisis, those who are the abusers or takers of these dangerous substances that they introduce to their bodies and eventually destroy them. In my humble opinion, are victims. Once people hook on drugs, it becomes an addiction. It becomes an ailment, an illness. It is extremely difficult for the brain to communicate to the physical mind, the body, to disconnect from the habit.
The ceremony was climaxed with a video presentation of views of past winners and their current endeavors.
One thing that is very key in writing is that you are original. It is your own point of view. It's from you to the world. Are you with me? So you have to be very original with your work. And substance abuse is a national emergency. So I don't expect that someone we have to go and copy to write what we are seeing in our everyday life.
First ever competition that held in 2020, and the experience was prolific, I can tell you. Yeah. UBA reached a spark in me 3 years ago when this competition started, and it's led to a friendship feeling that continue to inspire me for creative writing. And
for Star TV News in Freetown, I am Isabella Stanley.
And now to round up the national news. Feed the Hungry Sierra Leone, a local non-governmental organization, has fed over 500 less privileged and people living with disabilities, including children in Freetown. Adonis Francis reports.
Feed the Hungry Sierra Leone, a local non-governmental organization, on Friday, 27th October 2023, feed 500 less privileged and disabled people, including children, in the streets of Freetown. In his statement, the program director of Feed the Hungry Sierra Leone, Joseph Hindolo Momo, stated that they are helping the needy in complementing the flagship of His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio's Feed the Nation agenda.
Just one of the normal donations that we do. We organization based for donate free cooked meal to the less privileged, to the hungry, to the poor, to the street people, to the one that we're not able to afford square meal per day. So this is what the organization is about. So these are just one of the programs that we regularly do. So today we decide for infiltrate these areas, Potentially and Eastern Police area. Feeding Hungry Sierra Leone done day from 2021, but actually we feeding projects there starts about a year ago. We do surveys around the country. We interact with different communities around the country for able to know. We do needs assessment for able to know the people who need more assistance and we actually not able to provide for themselves square meal per day. So now the people are then our target. So another key area we look at the feed salon projects. The school feeding projects we're ongoing in the country right now. We as an organization, we already get the base. We already get the structures there. As you see, you don't witness the program today. We get to be able to cook, we able kitchen, and we get very nutritious food the way we provide. So we already established. We already start with social welfare. We already start with moped ministry. We already start with city council. So we are an organization with structure for support the government's agenda about food security.
Eric Kamanda, a member of the communication unit, Feed the Hungry Sierra Leone, had this to say.
We get an agricultural program where we actually do for complement the government's efforts, especially when you get a situation where the government don't launch their feed salon initiative. So all of what we do, ensure say we partner with government, we complement their efforts because we are development partners with the government, and that is exactly what we do. Well, we continue to build on this. We believe say development is something very incremental. So we're not going to go back on what we do. Like we do 500 today, next time we go multiply that to 1,000 or more. And so that's why we also encourage well-meaning Sierra Leoneans them to contribute to this endeavor. We cannot do it alone. And so if you want to join in partnership with we contact them out, always reach out and be part of this initiative.
A good number of Sierra Leoneans barely manage to feed themselves every day as a result of lack of basic commodities or low income in the country. For Star TV News, Adonis Francis.
Well, viewers, that's all we have for you in today's edition of the National News on Star Television on Channel 21. I am Yesi Ernest Hallowell. Thanks for watching.